Well, it's now the next day. I don't know, it's Sunday the 24th. And I spent yesterday basically the whole day trying to figure out what's up with this hardware monitoring problem. And as I realized, I can't fix it. When I bring my machine upstairs to run in my office, it fails. And when it's downstairs, it's working. And the only difference between the two setups is, at first I thought it might have been the USB mouse, or it could have been, I don't know, I thought there might have been stuff stuck inside the computer. I even removed the motherboard and checked to see if there was anything, I don't know, if there was any sign of anything that on the motherboard, and I couldn't find anything. And for some reason something got stuck in my head that maybe something got underneath the motherboard and was shorting out. No, but that wasn't it. So I replaced them. I took out the motherboard, put it back in, and I did this and that and the other, and finally I've given up. The one difference between the setup downstairs and upstairs is I have digital video versus analog video. So I have a DVI. I actually use a full DVI connectors on my video card. And downstairs I have a VGA video card adapter, but it has a little VGA to DVI connector. So the only thing I could think of is my NVIDIA card. I have a 9800 GT NVIDIA card, and that is drawing more power when I run my monitors. So here they are. Here are my two monitors. So when I tried debugging it up here, I just unplugged one monitor, and it was just running on one monitor, and I was still having the problem. But the only thing I can think of is somehow the use of DVI video versus the analog video. That's the last difference between the setups upstairs and downstairs, and I don't want to go screwing around with that. So there's another motherboard on order. And hopefully I'll get it by Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I'll do one last motherboard swap, and if it doesn't work there, I don't know, I'll shoot myself. Now, why do I care? Well, if the hardware sensors can't sense the temperature properly, and if there's an over temperature situation, I could burn out my CPUs, right? So it's something that you don't want to mess with. I mean, you want it working. But at this point, I'm just kind of burnt out with futzing with this computer. So anyway, so what I thought I'd do is I'd show you what a virtual environment is all about. So the whole purpose of this upgrade is so I can run my gazillion virtual environments, and I'll give you an idea of what's going on. Okay. So anyway, here is the desktop. Here I am. I'm logged in. And the first thing I'm going to do, I try to keep this as steady as possible. This is my hardware monitoring applet, which is very nice. And when you pop it up, it shows you the state of the computer. So you can see now I have my 16 I don't know. They're not really cores. These are, I have 8 cores, and it's multi-threaded, so I have a total of 16 CPUs that the operating system sees. And here's the memory. I have 16 gigabytes of memory, and right now I'm using 1 gigabyte. I'm using one of the 16. And basically the machine is idle right now. So first thing I'm going to do is start up my KVM, my qemu-kvm virtual environment. Here it is. And now it's popping up. And as this guy, I'm going to put him over here. As this guy goes, you'll see the memory is now starting to, here's the memory. This memory is starting to go up. This is a history, sort of a tracking of memory. So it's gone up, and now I'm up to 3 gigabytes of memory of my 16. And that's running this one virtual computer. Okay. So here I'm going to log in into my first virtual computer, go surf the web, do whatever I'm going to do here. Alright, so there's this guy. He's off and running. Right, so now I'm going to switch desktops. So down here is my little desktop switcher. So you can switch desktops. And I'm going to start up my VMware environment. The VMware is a much, I guess, more well integrated desktop. And here I have two. I have a Windows and a Linux. So I use this one for my software development. I use this one for work. So I'll power this one on. So now I'm starting up my second environment. This one has configured with 4 gigabytes. And let's go back to our monitoring. So it's now starting, you can see the memory usage is starting to go up. And we're up to now 4.7 gigabytes. And now with my 2 virtual environments, if I switch around, I don't know, let me switch back here. If I switch back and forth, the desktop is really snappy. There's no lag. So now this guy's coming up. I'm running Windows 7 on this one. So there is my, this is my work Windows environment, and I can VPN into work from here. Let's see, where's my VPN client? And fine, so now we're up to 2 full working environments here. The one thing I like about VMware is that it has a very nice full screen mode. So now you can see I've got one window, one of my monitors is full screened with Windows environments. So we can bring up like another web browser. And over here is my Linux desktop. And then you can come up here and then have Windows take over, have the virtual environment take over both desktops. So now I've got a full Windows environment between the two. And I can now iconize it away. So it's now down here. So there's my icon. So I've iconized away Windows. And I'm now back to my desktop. Okay, so I have my two environments up and running. At this point, I'm up to 5 gigabytes of memory, 5.7 gigabytes of memory. So let's go for the third environment. And what I'm going to do here is revert this back to Windows, and I'm going to start up Linux. And here comes virtual environment number 3. Alright, let's see if we can get that. Alright, so here's this is a Fedora 13 environment, and I do all my software development under this environment. There is my Alright, so my second VMware environment. And really what I want is add more VMware environments. I'll probably add one more, sort of a Linux tester. So when Fedora 14 comes out, I can test it. So here's the full screen. And this is kind of neat. Now I can switch back and forth between my Windows and my Linux. And there is my Windows. And now we have got my Linux. Bingo. So now I'm actually switching between 2 virtual environments. And I'm going to iconize it. And now I'm only